Welcome back, MVP road car family. Today we're diving deep into a machine that looks like it was engineered with a stopwatch in one hand and a lightning bolt in the other. The 2026 Mercedes-AMG GT63 S. This isn't just a refresh. It's a restatement of what modern high-performance luxury should feel like. And after spending time with it, I can confidently say this car is dripping with purpose, refinement, and that signature AMG aggression. So buckle up, because we're going through every inch of this beast: exterior, interior, performance, and what you'll need to pay to get one parked in your driveway. The first thing you notice with the 2026 GT63 S is the evolved design language. Mercedes didn't throw out the rulebook, they sharpened it. The silhouette is familiar, but every line feels more sculpted and athletic. The front fascia has been reworked with a more pronounced Panamericana grille, wearing thicker vertical slats that look like they want to bite the air before the car even starts moving. The headlights are slimmer, more laser precise and almost sinister, especially when the daytime running lights trace their sharp outline. Down low, the air intakes have grown both functionally and visually. They channel more cooling for the monstrous engine, but they also make the whole car look like it's inhaling the road. From the side, you get that classic long hood and cab back design AMG is known for, but the stance feels even wider. The wheel arches flare out more aggressively, and depending on the trim you choose, you can get forged alloys that look like they belong on a track-prepped GT racer. The proportions feel lower, tighter, and more planted. Even the door handles sit more flush this year, smoothing airflow and giving the profile a clean, unbroken sweep. There's a subtle power bulge on the hood that you can only appreciate fully in person. It's not exaggerated, but it hints at the violence underneath. Swing around back and things get even more dramatic. The taillights stretch thinner and wrap around the rear quarters with a more organic flow, and the rear diffuser is a serious piece of aero engineering, not just decoration. Quad exhausts, real ones, not the fake stuff, sit wide apart and look like cannons. At idle, they give off a deep, articulate rumble. And when you push the throttle, the entire rear end seems to tense up in anticipation. The active rear spoiler also has more stages now, adjusting depending on speed and driving mode. In race mode, it tilts up aggressively, adding downforce that you can actually feel at high speed. Inside, AMG went all out to blend comfort with race-bred purpose. Open the door, and the first thing that hits you is how premium everything feels. Not just luxury car premium, but hand-finished, tailored, and obsessively engineered premium. The seats are sculpted AMG, performance buckets that manage to hug your body without feeling rigid. They're bolstered, perfectly for spirited driving, but still comfortable enough for long highway stretches. The stitching is tighter, the leather quality is richer, and if you go for the Nappa and microfiber combo, you'll get one of the best tactile experiences in any performance. 4-door today. The dashboard is dominated by a wider, cleaner dual-screen setup running the latest MBX software. The interface feels faster, more intuitive, and more customizable. The graphics have a new metallic sheen, and the AMG performance menus give you real-time torque, boost, G-force, and drivetrain temperatures. Even the animations feel like they were inspired by sci-fi movies. The steering wheel has been redesigned with a slightly thicker rim, enhanced grip zones, and more responsive tactile buttons. The rotary drive mode selector is still mounted on the wheel, making it easy to flip between modes without taking your eyes off the road. Ambient lighting has stepped up again with more color, combinations, and better integration along the door panels, console, and dash. At night, the interior transforms into a kind of futuristic cockpit, subtle, immersive, not overdone. Mercedes also improved sound insulation, so when you want quiet, the cabin becomes a sanctuary. But crack those valves open in Sport Plus or Race mode, and the whole interior becomes a symphony chamber for the V8. Speaking of that beautiful V8, let's talk performance. The 2026 AMG GT63 S continues to use AMG's handcrafted 4.0-liter twin-turbo V8, but this year it's been tuned for even more precision and efficiency. Power sits around the same ballpark. AMG has been hitting well into the 600-plus horsepower range, but what matters most is how it delivers it. The turbo response is almost instantaneous now, thanks to upgraded turbine materials and revised mapping. The throttle feels razor sharp, and the car lunges forward with so much authority that you feel it in your chest. 0 to 60 happens in the low 3-second range. And honestly, it feels even faster. Part of that is the upgraded 4MATIC Plus all-wheel drive system, which can now shuffle torque from front to rear and side to side more intelligently. Launch control is brutal but controlled. Traction is so strong it almost feels like the car is clawing at the pavement. The 9-speed AMG speed shift transmission snaps through gears with remarkable quickness. And in manual mode, the paddle response feels nearly instantaneous. Handling has improved too. The suspension uses revised adaptive dampers with smarter predictive adjustments. They read the road faster, react quicker, and balance comfort with aggression better than before. In comfort mode, the GT63 S feels like a luxury cruiser, smooth, refined, and quiet. Switch to Sport or Sport Plus, and the car stiffens up, tightens its roll, and dives into corners like it weighs 500 pounds less than it does. The chassis feels more balanced, and body control has noticeably improved. The steering is precise, with more feedback than previous models, especially in dynamic modes. Braking comes from massive, carbon ceramic rotors that can handle repeated high-speed abuse without fade. Hit the pedal hard and the car scrubs speed, like it just threw a parachute out the back. The pedal feel is progressive, not grabby. So even in daily driving, it's easy to modulate. Now let's talk pricing. Mercedes hasn't officially announced numbers yet, but looking at AMG's recent patterns, the 2026 GT63 S is expected to start somewhere above the previous generation, likely in the mid-$180,000 range and easily climbing past $200,000 with performance packages, carbon upgrades, and custom interior options. The Edition 1 trims or special launch versions could go even higher. Is it expensive? Absolutely. But when you consider what this car offers, supercar performance, luxury sedan comfort, cutting-edge tech, and AMG craftsmanship, it becomes clear that this is a car for drivers who want the best of everything without compromise. So what's the final verdict? The 2026 Mercedes-AMG GT63 S is more than just a refresh. It's a statement. It's sharper, faster, more refined, more technologically advanced, and more emotionally charged than ever. It manages to be both a daily drivable luxury car and a track-capable monster in the same body. The exterior looks like it wants to devour the road. The interior feels like a first-class performance cockpit, and the engine remains one of the last truly soulful turbocharged V8s in the game. If you're shopping in this segment, and let's be honest, not many cars compete at this level, you're looking at something that blends power, beauty, presence, and engineering mastery in a way only AMG knows how. And if you're just watching from afar, this car is one of those machines that reminds you why we love performance cars in the first place. Thanks for tuning in to MVP Road Car. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that like button, subscribe for more reviews, and drop a comment telling me what car you want to see next. Until then, drive safe, drive smart, and keep your passion for cars alive.